Hey, kings and queens, welcome to another episode of SoFlo TV. Now, the topic we're going to talk about today is, or I just want your opinion on something. Now, it's come to my attention that the leaders of the Caribbean countries have been fighting each other, black-eyeing each other over who gets the most attention from the United States of America. Who gets the most love? And love means finances, as in investments, so on and so forth. If you don't know it, say for instance, a US dollar in, say, Jamaica, $1, 4 quarters, you go to Jamaica with it, and suddenly you have $115. Okay? Not that it can buy much, because it'll buy about the same as what a dollar would buy here. So, I don't really know, but that's got to be painful for the people who have to work there and live there, and that is their salary. If you can imagine working in America and you're making $400 every week, right? Now imagine living in Jamaica and making $400 every week. You just made $4 going to work 40 hours, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and they gave you $4. You can't survive off of it. I think it'll buy about a loaf of bread. Well, 4 Jamaican dollars wouldn't buy a loaf of bread, but the equivalent of $4 could buy about a loaf of bread. Now, President Obama is about to visit Jamaica. He is the first U.S. president in 30, I believe it's about 32, 33 years. Ronald Reagan was the last one to visit. Now, I believe that was 82. Don't take my word for it. Go and look up the link between Ronald Reagan, Edward Seaga, and Jamaica in the 80s. Go and look up CIA covert operations inside of Jamaica. Their attempt to, and I might add, their successful attempt to destabilize the region or bring it under their control. Let me tell you, after that period, guns and drugs have never been more prevalent in Jamaica. So thank you, Ronald Reagan, and thank you, Edward Seaga. We have big guns in the ghetto where people can't even afford a loaf of bread these days. There's no job opportunities. There aren't even business opportunities. Like in a lot of areas, if you even open up a business, who's gonna support your business when 90% of the people around you are unemployed, though highly educated? So go and look that up, and then come back and comment on this. But President Obama is about to visit Jamaica, and everyone's all saying, oh, I wonder if he's coming with the same intention like when Ronald Reagan came, and after Reagan left, it was nothing but guns in the streets and drugs. As you know, we don't make guns in Jamaica. There's no gun factory on the little island of Jamaica. Jamaica is so big around the world in its name and the things it's given to the world. But like reggae music, everybody knows reggae music, everybody knows Bob Marley, everybody knows Usain Bolt and all these other things. What about everybody knows Harry Belafonte and all these other things? I'm missing my chain of thought, but let me jump right into this. This is what one of the Caribbean leaders said. Okay, President Obama is about to go to Jamaica. People are very skeptical. A lot of people are worried that after he leaves, Jamaica will be like what it was after Ronald Reagan came, did his dap with his boy Edward Seaga, and then the country went into turmoil. Big guns out in the streets. There are videos on YouTube, you can go look it up. People were actually shooting out in the middle of the streets, broad daylight, with the police. And when it was over, and it was all a political thing, and when it was over, a lot of people were dead. The divide and rule strategy was successful. It's still used to this day on the little island of Jamaica. Jamaica is so small. That's what I was gonna say. I think you can fit about 2.5 to 3 Jamaicas into the state of Florida in the U.S. That's how small this country is. But for some reason, people think it's country and they think it's a huge country. It's it's a little tiny island. It's called the biggest small island in the world because its reputation is big, but it's small. Now, this is what one of the leaders of one of these Caribbean countries said. He said, and I'm reading directly, quoting from what he said, "If I were a Caribbean leader, I would be very interested to know what the US president's plans are in reference to Cuba because of my own economic well-being." His name is Farnsworth. Farnsworth said that once Cuba does open up, the potential for US investors to go to Cuba and overlook other parts of the Caribbean is significant. Wow. Wow. So now I'm wondering, is that the reason why they haven't lobbied behind Haiti all these years? Because, I mean, we fly all the way to Iraq and Afghanistan to talk about freeing people from oppression, and Haiti is 90 miles off the coast of Florida. And we're not sending troops in there. We're not freeing the people of Haiti. We're not investing into the infrastructure of Haiti. We're not investing in their future, in their education, in their upliftment. And we're right here. They're 90 miles off our coast, right? But we spend hundreds of billions of dollars to fly across the world to go free people. If you believe that, okay, good luck to you. But Mr. whatever his name is again, I'm reading from the computer, Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth said that the potential for the US to put their money in other places, or the potential for the US to put their money in Cuba, once Cuba opens up, and skip all the other places in the Caribbean to include in his country, we're looking at, he said that would be, that's something of major concern to him because of his economic well-being. So you're trying to tell me that you're more worried about Cuba opening up and America investing their money in Cuba, and instead of investing $10 into your country, they'll probably invest $5 and take $5 to Cuba, and you're mad about that. And you want to make sure, Mr. Farnsworth, that this does not happen, huh? Wow. Wow. If this isn't a crab in a barrel mentality, then I don't know what is. I want to expose Mr. Farnsworth, but I'm reading something about the president being in the Caribbean, to other Caribbean countries, where he had delegates from other Caribbean countries in the same room with him. And this was, I believe he was in Trinidad and Tobago here. But this guy that made this statement, the Council of the Americas Vice President Eric Farnsworth. I don't think this is going to be a meeting about Venezuela, but Venezuela will be a subject, said the Council of the Americas Vice President Eric Farnsworth. So look up Council of the Americas Vice President Eric Farnsworth and read up about Eric Farnsworth. I'm about to do the same. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and remember, please be respectful. It's too easy for me to block you, delete your comment. No one will ever see it, and I won't be bothered by it for more than a second. So if you really want to have a dialogue, be respectful. If you notice, I said hi, kings and queens. And now that I'm leaving, I ask you to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'm saying peace out, kings and queens. And I'll see you on the next video, where I will talk about Vibes Cartel and his upcoming freedom. I said it. See you on the next video. Peace.